Hello, loves, and welcome to this amazing day. I wanted to share with you a little bit about me. My name is Jennifer Tosian. I am a life transformation expert, and I'm the creator of the Subliminal Vision Boards app, a multi-sensory visualization tool that helps you to remove limited beliefs and patterns and behaviors in your subconscious, and then in return, create new rewiring scripts and new neural pathways to get you into alignment with your true power, your true passion, and your true purpose. So today I wanted to talk to you about the condition called aphantasia. Aphantasia is something that I have. I was not born with it. I vaguely remember seeing images when I was a child, but aphantasia is the mind's eye blindness. Basically, what it is that I cannot see images in my own mind's eye. I can't visualize. And so I want to share with you about this condition. And my purpose and goal is to raise awareness of this and also understand that this is a condition that a lot of people have. Over 2 to 3% of the population have this condition, and that's almost about 2 million just in the UK alone. So aphantasia was first coined by Francis Galton in 1880, and since then it has still been unstudied. And what it is it's very intimidating, it's very limiting. Imagine that if you can visualize, imagine if when you closed your eyes to think of anything, an apple, your husband's face, your grandmother's face, imagine that you could only see darkness. Well, that is what happens with people that have aphantasia. And more than that, actually, because it also constricts our memories. It keeps us from being able to visualize the future. So it's really important to visualize, right? As a visualization coach as well, this is one of the things that I feel is one of the major keys of manifesting is visualizing. And so people with aphantasia that have this condition, they cannot visualize. So it really keeps us in the idea of what is instead of being able to close our eyes and imagine what could be or who we could become. So we have no future scenarios, we have no past memories, and some people who have this condition also have trouble with facial recognition. Now, people can go on their whole lives, and they do, without even saying anything about this. And I didn't even know when I was younger that I was different than anyone else. I didn't realize that most people could visualize. Most people could count sheep in their head and visualize the future and remember memories. So until sometime in my teens, I realized that I couldn't really think about things, and I knew that I wanted to. I was raised in a pretty traumatic emotional abuse and depression kind of childhood. And so I wanted to leave that area of my life all the time. I was always trying to delve my head in books to escape what I was witnessing and experiencing and feeling. And so one of my ways of doing any type of visualizing was creating a traditional vision board. And I remember, because I didn't want to get my parents fighting about me wanting more, we didn't grow up in a very rich or abundant household, I would take my vision board and I would put it behind my closet, behind my clothes, to look at it. And I would cut up like 17 magazines and stuff like that. But it was very limited. But honestly, it was the only way that I could create a future for me. So it wasn't until I was released from my home life when I was 18 that I started delving into the self-help section at Barnes& and Noble. And what I found was that, the thing was that every single teacher, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, they all had this common denominator, was to visualize. And even today, I still listen to wonderful meditations and podcasts, even from Deepak Chopra the other night. He had this wonderful evening meditation, and it was all about meditating. And then out of the blue, he says, okay, now we're going to visualize. And I thought, well, there goes that. Can't do it. So I literally cannot picture anything. And I remember reading these visualize in every single book. And what I thought at the time was that I wasn't enlightened enough, right? I hadn't reached that level. I thought there was something where I was not at a level that could be able to do that. So I delved in deeper and deeper and learned about manifesting and raising your vibration and frequency. I went crazy. I was living in Santa Barbara all alone. I had no friends, no family, and that's what I did. I spent years and years and years of research and trying to heal myself in a way that I could be able to move forward in my life with positivity and compassion and understanding and forgiveness and self-love and self-worth, and also be able to visualize. Well, I was able to heal a lot in my life, but of course, visualization was not something that I could do. I remember asking my mom if she could visualize, and same with my sister. And I told her I couldn't. And she said, "You know what? You can't see your grandmother's face when you close your eyes." And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, what about Greg, your husband? You mean you just saw him a second ago? You can't close your eyes and see him?" And I said, "No." I said, "Mom, I can't even see your face." And I started crying and crying about it because I couldn't understand what was wrong with me until I did research and I found out that a lot of people who have this condition are actually connected with PTSD. Some people are born with it, but some people also, depending upon the trauma in their life, something happens in their brain. I think from what I witnessed and how I lived in my childhood and what I felt, that there was a point where I turned it off. I just didn't want to, I don't know, either remember it or see it. And so there it is. What's really interesting is that I've had MRIs on my brain done before and nothing was out of sorts. This is starting to get a little bit more well known, but nowhere near where it needs to be. And that's my goal, is to share with you this condition and to really reach out into the world through podcasts and radio shows and TV stations to really have people understand that there are people in this world that are limited in this normal human experience that most people can do, and it's very humiliating, and it's very limiting in the feeling of not being able to visualize. And when it comes to manifesting, it makes it even harder for us because we can only see what we see, and we can't go back and we can't go forward. So a couple of people that have this that are somewhat famous is Blake Ross. He's a developer of Firefox browser, and also Ed Catmull, and he's the president of Pixar. So what's really interesting about this is that one of the things I want to share is that it doesn't stop your creativity. There's this connotation that if you can't see in your mind's eye, then you're not creative. And I'm here to say that I want to remove that barrier that this condition stops us from being creative, because it's not true. And also, I want to share that it allows you to connect with your other senses in different ways that maybe other people can't do. For example, I am clairaudient. So I cannot see in my mind's eye, but I can hear. I have this gift, or I've tapped into this part of me that allows me to hear things screaming in my ears. And so that is something that is really exciting for me, because there are other ways for us people that have aphantasia to be able to visualize. And one way that I do that is I think about it, or I can feel and I hear. So I can't, for example, I can't see the ocean when I close my eyes, but I can hear the ocean, and that brings me to the closest thing that I can imagine of being at the ocean. So I wanted to share this as a 3-part video with you. I want to have you comment below and let me know whether you can visualize or whether you can't, whether you've ever heard of this condition or you know someone that does, because my goal and my passion is to share this out. I want to make this known and studied. I connect with brain scientists and they have no clue about this condition. It's just not talked about, right? It's not a disability. People live with it their whole lives. They don't really talk about, they don't think about it. They're not going to the doctor about it. They're not in pain about it. So it's really becoming this underlined condition that is living in the darkness, basically, just as we with aphantasia are as well. And I feel in the depths of my soul that I want to share this out and really reach it out and share how important it is for this condition to be known, and to also share with you that because I cannot see images, and when my father passed over in 2014, I tried to do a vision board, and I found them to be limited, expensive. I didn't have the time or the day to sit there with all these magazines. I couldn't find the right image I wanted. I was so upset and depressed, though, that the one thing that I could do to see images was vision boards. And here, vision boards was not the same as it used to be. Magazines were 80% ads. I started cutting up affirmations from the magazines, and they looked like literal ransom notes. So I said to myself, there has to be a better way. And tomorrow, I'm going to share with you a tool that I created that is a multi-sensory visualization tool. And I want to share with you not only the importance of visualizing, but understanding who we are, that we are magnetic energy beings. And the more that we put focus and attention on what we want to focus on or attract in our lives, not only are we doing this for our lives, but the more people that are focusing on who they want to become and their passions and their goals and their dreams, we are all connected, and it creates this amazing and beautiful power of quantum energy that we are all connected to and tapped into. And that's what I'm going to share with you tomorrow. So if you know anyone that has aphantasia, if you yourself close your eyes and see darkness inside, then please comment below. Let me know if you've ever heard of this condition. And if you are a host of a podcast, a radio show, a TV station, even just a live video on Facebook, on Instagram, anything at all, please PM me, please contact me at Jennifer Tosian. You can also email me at mail@subliminalvisionboards.com. But the best way is literally just to go ahead and contact me, because I want to connect with you. My soul mission is to bring light to the darkness that these beautiful people, including myself, are living with, and perhaps even find a cure for it. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, that would be amazing. I would love to be able to visualize. All right, loves. Well, thank you for listening. Share this out. Comment below. Let me know if you've ever heard of it. Let me know what you thought of this. And I'll be back on tomorrow because I want to share with you the visualization tool that I created that helps me not only to see images, to put focus and tension on my future, but also to reprogram any negative beliefs and patterns and behaviors that I picked up along the way in my subconscious. And you can do the same. All right, loves, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend. And I'm excited to see you tomorrow. Take care. Namaste.